What's up, guys? Welcome back to Pro Gamer Manager, the Moba Manager mode. And in the last episode, if you didn't see it already, we are now in our second season of Pro League. We finished second place behind Team X, and we've started off season 2 2-0 at the moment. Currently tied with Team X and Lemurs Gaming at the top of the table, and we have officially maxed out all of our players. So we've completed that goal of the campaign. Pretty much all that's left is win Pro League, right? That's the final goal, is we need to win the Pro League, and I think we can do it this season. Maybe not this episode, but I think this season we can complete that goal and win the Pro League, which would be really, really awesome for us to do. We are hoping to do it. The thing is, with Team X is extremely tough, and their overall is pretty much the same as ours. So if we can beat them, I think we have a really good shot at being able to just take first and that be that. But I think it's not going to be an easy task, right? It's not going to be a walk in the park, pushover. There are no pushovers there in Team X. So it's definitely going to be something that takes some time, takes some effort, and we just a hint, just a sprinkle of luck in there as well. Since obviously this game really doesn't need. Gosh, that was like a stutter there. Could you believe that? This game doesn't really need like skill per se, because it's like a simulation tycoon. Man, I'm stuttering like never before today. Like a simulation style game, so everything's kind of based on just random rolling the dice a lot of the time, which, you know, we've talked about plenty of times in the international events and things like that, on kind of the way that goes, but we're not going to get into that because we've already talked about that plenty. We're 3-0 right now. We're taking on Tryhard Mid now, who Tryhard Mid is a pretty decent team overall. Every one of these teams in Pro League, or at least the majority of them, are above 200 overall, in like the 220, 230 range. Obviously, us being maxed out, I think we're 249, I want to say, is what our overall is. Since all of our players are maxed out now, there's not really anything for us to do about it, which I've talked about before, that I wish there was something you could really do with the points. Like, I wish there was anything to do with the points after you've kind of maxed out. And it's kind of like at this phase, there's nothing really to do with anything, right? We make so much extra money every single week that we don't ever have to worry about trying to make more money. And there's no reason to really pick up any new players because all our players are already maxed out. So, you know, we're not wanting to pick up players that are weaker than us, than our current players, that are going to cost more than our current players, right? Because that's the thing. In the game that I've learned so far in this game, if you just keep your players and you just keep them straight through and you get them from low level, sure, you're not going to like, boom, you're like the best, because obviously you're just not going to be able to do that because it costs too much to try and like instantly go to a new team if you start in manager mode. Now, if you're in like the career mode and then you go into owning your own team, you can kind of go and decide to pick up some top-end professionals right off the bat, rather than because you'll have the money already saved up. Like, if you can see, it currently costs us $25,796 every single week, but we make $58,665. So we've like doubled the amount of money that it costs, and this is the big match right here. Team X taking them on. It's going to be a close one, guys. This match right here could really determine who wins, the league, right? Because obviously these guys were first place last season. We were second place last season. We were one game behind them in the rankings. They finished, I think we finished 11-3, I want to say, and I think they finished 12-2. I want to say it was either 12-2 and 11-3, or it was 10-4 and 11-3. I can't remember. One of the two. If you really want to know, just go back to last part. I want to say it was last part. I guess technically it would have been last part, about halfway through. Would have been where that would have came out. But as we can see here, extremely close right now. Pretty back and forth. You wouldn't expect much less right now. If we lose to Team X, we have to win out everything else, and we have to just cross our fingers, hope, and pray that Team X loses some matches throughout the season, so that we can pull through and win, because these guys are not pushovers right now, and they are really giving it to us. At this point, it may be an idea maybe to try and switch the strategy up a little bit, because obviously whatever strategy we're using right now, we're playing like a balanced strategy. It doesn't seem to be working against these guys. These guys got our number every single time, and they're gonna beat us again. And I believe, they're 5-0, we're 4-1 now, so might be an idea to maybe try and switch the strategy up a little bit. I always am hesitant to do anything to the strategy at this phase, because everyone's just been playing so much at this point that their morale and their synergy is so high. And if you take a look at their knowledge is really good, everything is good, everybody's happy with what they do. I don't think that it's good to try and change it up mid-season, right? I think that where we are right now is good. Now, sure, maybe you could look and say, all right, maybe we want to switch it up and play a little bit more aggressive or a little bit more defensive, and maybe that'll help us to beat these guys, because obviously if we constantly are losing to these guys, and it's not like we can improve our players' skill level any higher, then the only thing that we can then do is try and improve the plan, the strategy that we implement going into the matches, right? That's the only thing that we can do left to try and win. So we'll see. I'm confident that we can win all the other matches in this season, and it'll come down to whether or not we can beat Team X the second time, because it obviously in this game it is double round robin every season, so we're gonna get an opportunity to play them again, and hopefully this next time that we go to play them, we're gonna be able to beat them, and maybe if we can beat them the second time, jumping off the camera, but if we can beat them a second time, then hopefully they lose one other match throughout the season, and then we can win the rest and take it. So that's the plan. The fact is, they lost one. Oh snap, guys, they lost one. Look at that. The best goal per minute is Kaboosh. Way to go, Kaboosh. So yeah, they did actually lose one here. That's really good for us, because now we're looking at if we can, we're tied. It's completely blank slate now. Both of us 0-0. If we can then beat them the second time, that'd be great. But again, we gotta just take this 1 week at a time, right? Just take it 1 week at a time, one match at a time, one game at a time, and just do what you have to do, right? Because if you focus too much ahead, you end up losing focus on the current and the now. And the fact is, we have the ability to win it all, but that's only if we can focus on every single week. Just go in and just take it at take it like it's gonna be. Take it like a man and just do it. I don't know. The analogies are really starting to spin around and be weird right now, guys. But this match here, oh, it's not going good, guys. These guys are a really good team right here. A team that I would probably put up there with Team X. Obviously, at the start of the video, these guys were the ones tied with us at first when we were both all 2-0. I think they have dropped a little bit from where they were before, but it is absolutely imperative that we win all of these matches that aren't the Team X games, right? Because if we don't, I don't see us being able to win the Pro League, right? These matches have to be taken, we have to win them, and if we can win every one that isn't the Team X ones, then we have a chance to then go, alright, so where's Team X? So Team X beat Tryhard Mid, so not too bad there. We're both 6-1 at the moment. Both of us 6-1. Both of us. Whew, man, it's like tense, man. It's like everything is so close in these matches. We've just hit halfway through the season, so this is now the second half. 6-1, so the only team we've lost to is Team X. I don't know who Team X lost to. That's surprising. I don't actually know who they lost to, but whoever they lost to, maybe it was Lemurs, I don't know. But whoever they lost to, we owe a huge congratulations to, because that kept us in the league right now, right? If they'd be undefeated right now, and we're 6-1, it's just that much harder to actually win the Pro League, because they're gonna be the biggest obstacle, right? If we go into it and both of us are, one loss, it's gonna be whoever wins that wins the whole thing. Like, that's just how it is. I'm telling you right now, that is how it's gonna come down to. Whoever wins between us in this second match is going to win the entire thing, right? If they beat us in this second match, because I don't personally see them losing any more games up until that point, right? I think we're both going to go into that game with one loss. Now, you never know with this. Sometimes it'll just go, like, I didn't think that they were going to lose whatever match they actually lost, but they did. So, that has kind of kept us in this. This is actually a lot closer than I hoped it would be. Oh man, everybody, the guys here are just, they're giving me a heart attack right now. They're not helping me out here with keeping things not extremely close and extremely, back and forth. So let's see. Team X beat Tryhard Mid again? Didn't they just play them? Whatever. So both of us 7-1 at the moment. Oh boy. It is gonna be... It's gonna be a tough one. Well-known hockey player is a fan of your team. He wanted Pure to give him lessons for $18.92. What I think is funny is in this game, if one of your players, coaches someone, you just get all the money, which I think is hilarious. Because that's just not how I would assume it would be. I don't know how... obviously I can't see the contracts of the top-end teams with their players, so I don't know. This is only my opinion and my assumptions and the rumors that I've heard and the way that I've seen things done. But things like coaching and things like that, that's all the players' stuff. The team's not going to take any of that. That doesn't make really any sense. Obviously, most teams are going to have the players do things like, content creation and things like that for the team, for sponsors or whatever. But as far as coaching goes, that's all individual. I guess you can't, give it to the player because, obviously, me being the manager, I pretty much own all 5 of these guys. I own them. They belong to me for all intents. Obviously, I pay them, but... For all intents and purposes, they can't really leave unless I tell them they can leave. They can be disgruntled and want to leave, but unless I'm yeah, sure, you can go. I've never seen a player actually leave. But that's going to do it for the episode, guys. We have left off at 7-1, tied with first with Team X. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you have a comment, question, or concern, please leave it in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.